Come in.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning, sir.
Morning. How are you guys this morning?
All right. A little problem with transport.
Okay. Alright, well that's something we could work on. What about yesterday? Before we start the new topic this morning, with regard to yesterday's topic, any questions on that? Everything okay with that?
Not really yet.
Okay, so I took the liberty here to expand on what we did yesterday with regard to that. You recall we had already started the measuring tape?
Yes, okay.
Okay, so before we start, we will just do a quick refresher on it, right? But our objectives this morning would be to be able to read the measuring instruments to the nearest 1/64 to 1 inch. That is the imperial measuring tape. And we need to know exactly how to read this accurate in order to start the additional part which falls under precision measuring tools, which is a further accurate instrument, right? And it's very important to us as industrial maintenance personnel going out there in the industry. And I guess you would agree with me the importance of measurement, because if we look at NESC here, all the trades in the field, there is a module in measurements, right? But industrial maintenance, we need to take that one step further, because we are measuring things as accurate to as near as 1/1000 of an inch. So we need to have a good appreciation and a good handle on this thing before we could proceed on to that, right? So our exercise this morning would be reading the measuring tape to the nearest 1/64 to 1 inch. And as from yesterday, just a quick refresher, here's a magnified version of the 1 inch rule, right? As you would see, 0 to 1, and in the middle would be, real quickly, would be what? Half, very good, 1/2 inch, right? What about Davis? This one would be? 3/4, and this one would be? Quarter, very good, right? So if we further subdivide this thing, right? Subdivide it into 8 equal parts. Initially it was 4 equal parts. And we did this yesterday, just a quick refresher. Then this would be what? 1/8, very good. Quarter, next one would be?
1, 2, 3.
3/8, very good. 1/2 inch, and the other one would be?
5,
5/8, very good. 3/4, so the next one would be?
5, 6, 7.
7/8, very good, because we know that 8/8 is equivalent to 1 would represent 8/8, right? 8/8 is actually equivalent to 1. So if we go down that, is it safe to say that we okay on this?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You sure, guys? Okay, to the bottom of this now, this is where we're going from yesterday, right? Because we have a good handle on this. From this now, we further subdivide this to the previous one, which were 8 equal parts. We further subdivide it into 16 equal parts. And to make life easy for you guys, I would just replicate from the top. This was 1/2 inch. This here was
3.
So the space in there, because it further subdivided into 16, and we know from our fractions we did last week, numerator and denominator in a fraction by the way represents, as we know, parts of a whole, right?
Yeah.
It represents parts of a whole, and the denominator is the key. The denominator will tell you how many parts of that whole, the entire thing constitutes. Yes, question?
So if you just further subdivided it,
Yes?
right? We already have the 8 there. So the line before the 8 will be the first 16th.
Very good. Excellent. Because we know we have 16, and we know that 16 equal parts makes the whole, right? So we have 16 equal divisions, and again, 1 inch is really equivalent to 16 sixteenths, which would further divide into 1 inch. So we confirm that. So if this is 1/16, yeah, very good, Davis. The next one would really be 2/16.
16, yeah.
2/16 would further divide into 1/8. We keep that notion in mind, and we continue. So after 1/8 would be
1, 2, 3, 3. 3/16.
3/16, very good.
4/16.
And the very next one will be 4/16 would represent quarter. It would further divide into quarter, not so?
Yeah.
Alright, and if we know that this is
4, 5.
4/16, this one will be 5/16.
Right.
Very good, and this one will
So
be...
everything is 5, 6, 7, 16,
Good, good.
16. Okay.
So this one will be 1/2 inch would represent
8,
8/16, so this will be 9/16. 5/8, 11/16,
12,
3/4,
12 or 3.
13/16, Guys, we okay with that?
Yeah.
And after 7/8 would represent 14/16. The next one will be
15, 16.
15/16. Excellent. Very good. So if you're okay with that, you okay with that, guys?
Yes,
Yeah.
Can we go on? We would absorb it later as we go along, right? Once we get it just there, we would take the time after, take down the notes, and we would understand it further. So if we're okay with that, because the objective is to be able to measure to an accuracy of 1/64 to 1 inch. So therefore we halfway there, we at 1/16. So the next one would be, if we further subdivide 1/16 into equal parts, how much do you think we would get? Subdivide it. Twice the amount enough.
16, so that will be double the amount.
So yeah, so we would have how much?
32 pieces.
32 equal increments apart from each other, right? So again, if I were to 0 to 1, this is a magnified version of a 1/32 of an inch rule, right? So this again is half inch. This would be 3/4 of an inch. This would be 1/4 of an inch. Again, I'll just replica what we have there, right, for simplicity. So this will be 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah, yes, sir. So all the red strokes, so.
Very good. You see we color coded. Very good observing there.
Understand it?
Right, so and if we put this subdivider with the green, as we would see on the green there,
Yes.
would represent the 16. So is it fair to say that we could just replica that, right? Guys, are we seeing there, or is it
Yeah, see.
unclear?
Yeah, we're seeing it.
16, 9, 16. 11, 16.
Fill in the blank help out there now. After 3/4 is what? 3/4 represents
Right,
1/16.
the next green will be 15, 16.
Very good, excellent.
The last green is 15.
Very good, excellent, man. I feel you did this before. So because it's looking sort of jumbled up there, this is what we did across there, right?
Yes.
So what we can focusing on is this value here, which is the blue color coded. And we know that it's subdivided into 52 equal increments. So this next one will be what?
1/32.
1/32, excellent.
1/32.
And if 2/32 would further subdivide it to 1/16. Agree?
Yeah. 1.
Right, the next one will be
1, 2, 3. 3.
3/32, excellent. Look again confusing. Right, 4/32, the other one will be?
5.
Right, so keep adding if you're unclear, right?
So the same principle, so.
Same principle, excellent. So we could continue off with that.
5, 6, 7, 8.
So this one will be 3/16, so 6/32, so this one will be 7/32. You guys okay with that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your exercise will be to finish that off. And what I want to talk to you guys now, because you just keep in mind, it's twice the value we're going all the time. It's subdividing all the time. If you notice, it was a quarter.
Yeah.
Subdivided into 8, then we further subdivided into 16s, we further subdivided into 32, and now we took the liberty to further subdivide 32 into
64.
64. It's very good. But here what I would do for you guys, because it's your exercise to do and I would correct it later, I would extrapolate. If you look at this, 1/16 is from the 0 to the green.
Yes.
You see that?
Yeah.
If I were to expand this, everybody seen that?
Yeah.
And instead of calling that 0 to 1 inch, I call it 0 to 1/16 of an inch. Are you okay with that? All I do is just take this piece off here and magnify it. Right here, big,
Yeah.
right? So if we know from experience here, half of 1/16 would have been,
8.
half of 1/16 would have been 1/32.
Yeah.
Good guess though. So if this is 0 to 1/16, then here would be 1/32. And half of that is, what do you think? We further subdivide that.
That will be double 164.
1/64, because keep in mind, 64/64 is equal to 1. 32 is equal to 1. 16 over 16 is equal to 1. 8 over 8 is equal to 1. And 4 over 4 is equal to 1. Once you keep that in mind, you can never forget. So if this is 1/64 because it represents half of a 32nd, then this one will be really 2/64, right? 2/64, but actually further cancel into 1/32. So we confirm that. So the very next one will be 3. Very good. And obviously, this will be 4/64, which will further subdivide into 1/16 of an inch. You guys think I'll get the gist there?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, well, your job will be you take the handouts on my desk. The drawing is already prepared for you guys, and you fill in the blanks and I will check it. Are you okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Any comments? So class, any questions with regard to what we just learned?
Yes, sir. So what you saying we could further subdivide these small pieces of the inch, meaning 1/64. Can we divide that?
Absolutely, an excellent question, because a 1/64 of an inch can further subdivide into 1/128. And we could prove that because if we add fractions, we will get, what do you think, guys? 2 over 128, which would further cancel into what, 1/64?
1/64, yeah.
So we confirm that. So it requires 2 1/28 to be equivalent to 1/64. Excellent suggestion. Well done. Any more questions? Davis, you okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, since apart from the exercises I just indicated you guys to do earlier on, now we have the measuring tape here and the steel rule as well with the increments of 1/64 of an inch. So I would like you guys now to take, we have some components here to size the dimensions of it with regard to length, width and thickness, and record the results, and I will confirm that with you guys, because tomorrow we'll be doing an actual hands-on on valves in order to really see how well we understood this exercise. Right? We'll be taking measurements such as on valve flanges and seats in order to perhaps design a gasket also. So we'll
Yes, sir.
actually see how it applies to the job. Alright guys?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.